Guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete, and guess what? We have that legendary automotive icon known as Godzilla. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2016 Nissan GTR. This particular one is the black edition. But before we get into this twin turbocharged all-wheel drive performance legend, let's talk about what's going on here. The GTR first came out all the way back in 1970, never came to our shores until this generation, which is known as the R35. That was back in 2009, was the first model year. Now what's interesting is that the GTR has really been more of an evolution rather than a revolution since that introduction in 2009. The reason why I say that is because, yes, we're looking at a 2016 model, but even if you look at a brand new 2024 GTR, which happens to be the last year of the R35, many similarities. I mean, you really got to take out that fine-tooth comb and sift through what are the changes from this 2016 to a 2024. Obviously, lots of high-performance vehicles from many different brands have tried to be that best ever, that ultimate ever. What I want to find out is the GTR, specifically the R35 generation, is it the best performance car ever built? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this pure white GTR Black Edition and find out. Right off the bat, the shape. It has become one of those vehicles that you see it a million miles away, you know it's an R35 GTR. And that's one of the things, is that with the R35, compared to anything before, whether you're looking at an R34, a 32, a 33, this particular model is much larger than the previous generations. Now, when you start at the front of the business, you'll see that still in 2016, you're getting that angular setup for your headlights. On 2016 models, you do have adaptive headlights. So that was something that they added that allows the headlight to turn with the steering wheel. You got your LED daytime running lamp, and then working your way down, you have a little lineup of LED marker lights down below. Now what's interesting is that I actually prefer this style compared to, say, a 2023. Because remember, 2024, the last model year, they did a refresh. But on that 2023 model year vehicle, and if you haven't seen my review of a 23, I did a beautiful Bayside blue one. I'll leave it at the end of this review. There's a lot of fake vents, a lot of gloss black. I actually prefer this. Body color, nothing fake, and I'm digging how they went with this gunmetal metallic gray finish on the lower air dam section. It really pops nicely with the white, and especially with the special wheels that we have on this Black Edition. Now, as we come across what is now that legendary front end of the R35, you do have your GTR badge, fully functional up top, a little bit of trim, and then more of that metallic, not gloss black, metallic gunmetal gray. And then look at what we have here. Large enough to put a Florida sun-kissed orange in there. You have your brake cooling ducts. You have all of your functionality in the upper and lower grills for all the heat exchangers. And then you'll notice that instead of having a traditional splitter, this has more of an air dam to stop the air from going underneath the front end. But this pearlescent white really pops nicely in the Florida sun. Now, as we rise up, one of my favorite parts of an R35, any model year R35, is the hood. You have these slight bulges which go into these NACA ducts. So these ducts are here to plumb in cool air, but what's great about it is that they provide very little drag. And if you notice, they're gunmetal metallic gray, just like the accents up front. Just gives you that kind of feeling deep within your belly that you know that this thing means the business. And like I said, compared to other performance cars, sports cars, and supercars alike, this thing is pretty large and actually quite tall for the type of vehicle that it is. Now, as we come around the bend, here's where the Black Edition really comes into play. So you're gonna get these unique forged raised wheels. Love the multi-spoke design. Look at how we have those gold, metallic gold Brembo calipers, 6-piston calipers, 2-piece rotors. Rotors up front are 15.7 inches in diameter, 15 inches out back. So you have this supreme extreme braking capability. The wheels are forged, so they're stronger than cast aluminum and they're lighter, so that's gonna cut down on our rotating weight. And then what's great about this one, it's got a brand new set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. These tires weren't even available back in 2016, but nice to see a fresh set go on this vehicle. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the tire size? You're basically 20-inch wheel, 255 on the width up front, 40 series sidewall, and I'm telling you, those freaking Brembo calipers, they almost look like a block of gold from Fort Knox. Also, just want to point out that the Black Edition first came out in 2015, so this is technically the second year of the Black Edition. Another thing to point out is that with this 2016, it has some changes that they brought in 2015 to all GTRs. They changed the steering rack, they changed the brake setup to give you better brake feel and feedback. And then this one actually has, believe it or not, a little bit more sound deadening material, about 22 pounds of sound deadening material to help with the overall driving effect when you're inside the cabin. But of course, you're gonna get that legendary all-wheel drive. Power goes to the rear, and then it gets transferred to the front. It actually uses 2 separate drive shafts. One that goes straight back to the rear, and then another one that comes off the rear and goes towards the front. Very unique system, very capable system. Now, as we come down the side, I love that crisp, hard edge of the front fender. And then as you swing it around, Steven's gonna show off that functional fender vent with the GTR badge. I like the aluminum finish to it, aluminum style finish. We do have, of course, from the side, you could see the overall size of this vehicle. Very, very long, much larger than the R34. You got color matched on the mirror caps. I do like the way, besides the color match on the mirror caps, they blacked out the A-pillar. Such a unique style roof line. It's kind of got this slope back roof line style. Even the quarter window, just, I don't know, it gives it that character look, and how this almost looks like one giant piece of glass. Flush mounted door handles. You just push in here and the door opens. Down below, along the whole lower edge, is that metallic gunmetal finish. So what's great about this, there's really no gloss black on the outside. And I like that, because you would think Black Edition, there would be all this gloss black. No, I like that. Now coming towards the rear, you'll see on our rear wheel setup, you actually have a little bit wider tires. So you still have a 20-inch wheel. Now we have 285 on the rear, 35 series sidewall. You got your 4-piston Brembo calipers, another block of gold, a bar, solid bar of gold right from Fort Knox. And these raised wheels, I mean, these are forged. Awesome company like Ray's that's been making wheels for so long. Great to see that on this, and the color is just dynamite in this Florida sun. We swing it around back. One of the big things besides the wheels is you're gonna get this dry weave carbon fiber rear trunk spoiler. This is specific to the Black Edition, fully functional, lighter than the standard spoiler. And then you're gonna finish off with that amazing quad taillight setup, the round quad taillight. This is a signature style of the GTR. And even though the Chevrolet Corvette moved away from its round taillight signature style, the GTR, they kept with it. Of course, we got our GTR badge, Godzilla, and then as we work our way down, we got a massive quad tip exhaust, and you'll notice how we finish it off with a carbon fiber, dry weave carbon fiber rear diffuser area. But this thing, like I said, 2016, that means it's almost 10 years old, and it still looks so fresh and crisp. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop that hood and see that hand-assembled twin turbo V6. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. I am gonna zonk that. This car should have hood struts, but underneath the hood is where it matters. We got that hand-built, hand-assembled twin turbo V6. Love the color that they bring. You can see the 6 individual intake runners on our intake plenum. You got dual throttle bodies on both sides, dual air boxes. And it's nice to be able to see the engine. Plus, look at the carbon fiber brace that they put against the firewall to stiffen up the front end. We have our adaptive suspension. But what are we looking at horsepower-wise? The good news is this got a bump of horsepower. It's still a 3.8 liter twin turbo V6, but now we're looking at 545 horsepower, 463 pound-feet of torque. If you don't think that's a big deal, basically we went from a time at the Nürburgring, the Nordschleife, of 7 minutes and 29 seconds. With this car, it'll do it in 7 minutes, 18 seconds. If you know what the hell you're doing behind the wheel of a car like this. It's got a 6-speed DCT, that dual clutch transmission, all-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, quarter mile in 11.2 seconds, top speed 192 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 3,831 pounds. MPGs, 16 in the city, 22 on the highway. So this is why I know a lot of people tend to complain about the R35 GTR, that they didn't do a lot of improvements to it from its inception to its final model year. But when you look at numbers like that, performance numbers, you go 10 years ago, I guarantee you a Corvette didn't do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Guaranteed. So fascinating to see this vehicle, and maybe that's the thing, is this vehicle deserves even more credit than what it gets for the type of performance that it had brought since 2009, going into this 2016, and obviously into 2024. But why don't we go ahead? It's that moment. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire this thing up and see it launch. All right, guys, we are inside this 2016 Nissan GTR Black Edition. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I played the original Gran Turismo. I would always drive a GTR, whether it was an R35, R33, whatever. Love GTRs. I even love Godzilla, like the actual character Godzilla. I got a Godzilla tattoo right on my lower back. But I'm really wanting to get this GTR. How much is it? So back in 2016, this car had an MSRP of $113,000. What's crazy about R35s is, unlike a lot of other cars, they really haven't depreciated much. Even when you go back to the early 2009 editions. This one has an asking price of $95,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. I personally adore the style. You have the leather, the contrast stitching, the red on the door handle pull. That is unique to the Black Edition, is the red accents in here, and it is leather. No gloss black. We got a nice little Twinkie cargo net there. You can put your 7 track day Twinkies, and we have the Bose sound system. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more of that leather material, the stitching. I like how far forward this is for the passenger. Soft touch material, and then you come on in. I actually prefer this infotainment system and center stack setup better than a brand new one. You know why? You get more carbon fiber. But you'll see I have all of our auxiliary gauges, and you could swap these out. You could arrange them so many different ways. Whatever you want to do, pick and choose. It's yours and yours alone, so you get to customize it. Let me throw it into reverse. That's the backup camera. So very, very poor in the resolution, but really you shouldn't be going backwards. You need to always go forwards. And if you're worried about the competition behind you, you're doing it wrong. Don't worry about the competition. Look forward. Look where you want to go. And that's the key to success. I love the real carbon fiber around all the switch gear. You got real knobs, volume knob, AC control, dual climate AC. Then you have your toggle switches going to GTR mode for each of the settings. Remember, we have the adaptive suspension. Down below, more carbon fiber, a CD player, so you could rock out the Sammy Hagar, I can't drive 55, because you're not going to be able to drive 55 in this freaking Bullet, that's for sure. I love even the Bose name badge here. Really, really nicely done. This is going to control your 6-speed dual clutch transmission. The red trim, like I said, part of the black edition. Love where they put the bright red start-stop button. You got a mechanical, old-fashioned e-brake. Slide this open, 2 cup holders, and we have the key fob that basically Noah used on the Arc, but I do like the way it's got the GTR badge there. Slide it back, soft material. Open this bad boy up. You got enough room for 2 Rolexes, and you got a 12 volt in there, that's it. And I'm okay with that. The other big piece of the black edition are these Recaro seats. 1-piece back, 2-piece leather, the red, the black, even on the bottom, nice bolstering, full electric assist for the passenger, full electric assist for the driver. And if Steven could squeeze in between the 2 seats, you do have passenger seats. I wouldn't want to have anybody sit back there, but if you're going to race wars and you have that one friend that, you know, raced their Volkswagen Jetta, their dad's Volkswagen Jetta, and got beat against an S2000. First of all, tell your friend he's a moron for racing a S2000 against a Jetta. Second of all, you could throw him back here. It may not be fun for him, but at least he'll make it to race wars. But why don't you come over here behind the business end where you want to be sitting and see what it's like behind the wheel of this GTR. All right, Toretto, come on in. This is the business time, the business end of things. You do have your GTR badge to welcome you. A pedal box right out of a Nismo prepped race GTR. Nice aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. You do get 2 stages of heated seats. No ventilated seats, but 2 stages of heated seats. There's your seat control. I like the bolstering, and I love the old school feel in here. It just feels badass in so many different ways. I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of room to put a helmet on for a track day, a drag strip event, an autocross event, because you got to wear the helmet. Steering wheel, there's the 2-piece leather with the red to match the seats and everything. Nice grip on the sides, perforated leather. You got the GTR badge. It's smart how they have all the buttons inward so that you could work that steering wheel without accidentally hitting anything. Massive Japanese surfboard style paddles to go up and down that 6-speed DCT. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then the dash. Yes, it's dated, but I don't give a damn. It's got carbon fiber on that tack right in the center there. You do have a digital gauge indicator. Your coolant gauge is analog. Everything else analog with a small digital display in the lower right-hand corner. But we're going to look at the trunk only because I think it's crazy that with the performance of this, you could drive this every day and have usable trunk space. Other than that, I'm ready to go on throttle with you in this GTR. All right, guys, we got the trunk open. What's nice about this being such a mean, lean performance machine is that you still got plenty of cargo space. So you have 8.8 cubic feet of space, very usable. You'll notice we have the GTR floor mats in here, ready for the next owner. That easily gets you 5 extra horsepower. Plus, the seats fold down. The seat is a giant 1-piece seat, folds down, which is nice. But that's the thing is, this is a daily driving icon that you could go get groceries one day and go do the track day another day. But you know what we're here for, right? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take Godzilla and go for some on throttle. All right, guys, we are in this freaking automotive icon, GTR. I have everything set to R mode, of course. I'm gonna manually shift with those nice large paddles. We're gonna start off with some launch controls. So if you're ready, I'm ready. You better have yourself buckled in for this one because it hits hard. Here we go. On throttle, here we go! I tell you right now, you could go get your Tesla Cybertruck and go on throttle and all that crap. This thing hits hard like you're getting kicked in the back by a donkey. But right away, you just feel so in tune with this car. Love the seating position. I love the visibility. The sound can be improved upon. And yes, there are plenty of aftermarket companies that sell all sorts of goodies, from exhaust to intakes, the whole 9 yards, to get more of that sound. But let's be honest, for $113,000 brand new, it should have a little bit more sound, especially with over 500 horsepower. But let's go on throttle again. Second gear. On throttle, here we go. No boost lag whatsoever. So smooth. Brakes feel phenomenal, which is important because remember, that's one of the things that they made a change to for 2015 Black Editions into this 2016 are the brakes. And you stop on a dime and you give everybody change. But the amount of room in here is great. The seats are comfortable. It's just so damn fast. It's just so damn fast. And that's one of the things I say, like, people are like, why didn't they make more changes? Why didn't they make more changes? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. Smooth downshifts. On throttle, here we go. On those brakes, look at this. Woo! The all-wheel drive, you just gripping that road. I tell you, the way this car evokes confidence, it's ridiculous. The vehicle having a DCT, that dual clutch transmission, one of the first, I should say, on a regular production car. Upshifts and downshifts are laser quick. They're smooth. It keeps the chassis nice and stable. With the adaptive suspension, you're not getting a bunch of body roll all over the place. And remember, this thing weighs almost 4,000 pounds. So she's not a lightweight, but she dances so nicely. It's funny to say 4,000 pounds because, hell, if you look at a C8 Z06, that's getting close to 4,000 pounds nowadays. But let's do launch control again. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle. On throttle, here we go! So buttoned down, holds a line so nicely, and the steering is so intuitive. I feel like my hands are wrapped around the front axles, and I'm actually moving the front axles with my hands. That's what it feels like being behind the wheel of this car when it comes to communication. And I like the fact that it's got steel rotors because those are going to be cheaper to replace, especially if you're going to go do any track days or any autocross events or anything like that, or you're just your regular spirited driving. Getting to the infotainment system screen is well within reach, and the layout of all the buttons makes sense. On throttle, here we go. On those brakes. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Look at this. Look at this. Where's my towel? Where's my towel? Thank God I brought it. Oh my God, this thing. Say what you want about the interior. Say what you want about the style. Say what you want, even my zonks, about the freaking sound. When it comes to putting pen to paper, This vehicle delivers. And like I said, for a car from 2009, a generation, the R35, from 2009 to now, 2024, I don't know really of many other cars, maybe a Porsche 911 Turbo, that would have consistently amazing performance every single model year without doing all these crazy changes. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Oh my God. I want to take this home. I keep thinking Viper is the next move for the Rady's Rides Garage, but I may want to take one of the GTRs home. I don't know, man. Let's see. On throttle, here we go. It just claws. Windshield wipers work, so we're good there. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. We unfortunately have to get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg and give them their GTR back. This is one hell of a machine. It really is. And I'm afraid, you know, everybody's like, oh, I can't wait for the R36. It's gonna be so badass. What happens if it's not? What happens if it's just an EV? Then what are you gonna do? But anyways, we need to get back to where it all started before I freaking just lose control of all my senses. We're gonna get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete and wrap this one up. I'll see you in a split second. Guys, it's been another one of those kind of days where you're just like, wow, this is what it's all about when it comes to legendary automotive icons like this R35 GTR Black Edition. Want to thank Miro and the rest of the crew here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete for getting us access to this car. Let me know what you think. When you look at the other cars, 911s, Corvettes, even some Ferraris, is this truly the best sports car, the best performance car, the best supercar ever built? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Need to give it up, Stephen Flood Photography. His still favorite GTR is the R34, but hey, that seems to be most people in the universe love the R34. But show Stephen some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.